Hey, what's up, y'all? Up in these college football predictions continue up today. We got we're doing SEC East predictions part two. We got Florida, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Missouri. Yeah. So anyway, so we will start out with Florida, and yeah. So I mean, of course, what do you know about Florida? Well, they my mom did lose a quarterback, Anthony Richardson, uh, but they did bring in the transfer from Wisconsin, Graham Mertz, and I mean he's got he's he's trash. Let's just be honest. I mean, yeah, he's even a downgrade to Anthony Richardson. I mean, Anthony Richardson wasn't much as a passer, but I mean, at least he could, create, and make plays with his legs. But you're not getting that with Graham Mertz. So also, they did lose a lot off of the defense. As well. So yeah, it's really not looking good for Florida. So of course, last year, the first year with Billy Napier, Sunbelt Billy, was a disaster. They went 6-7. Got blown out by Oregon State in their bowl game. So yeah. And they also lost to the yeah, and yes, they did lose to Vandy. So yeah. But anyways, now let's talk about Florida this year. They do start out week one at at Utah, and this game is actually on a Thursday. But anyway, so I know that yes, Florida actually did upset Utah at home last year. But I mean, like I said, it was really Anthony Richardson scrambling that really won y'all this game last year. I mean, no Anthony Richardson. Y'all do have to go on the road this time. Yes, we do have this as a loss. And next, McNeese, an FCS team, you should destroy them. And then you've got Tennessee, and yeah, I've already talked about this game with Tennessee. So anyway, and I think that they're going to run you off the field. And then next you got Charlotte, and I mean I'll give you that as a win as well. And then you're at Kentucky, and that's a loss, right? Didn't you lose to Kentucky last year too? Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, Kentucky is just is just better than you. Sorry. Yeah, but anyway, and then and then you come back home, you play Vandy, and I'm going to believe that you're going to beat Vandy. I mean, when was the last time you you lost to Vandy 2 years in a row. I think you'll beat them. And then you're at South Carolina. Now you did beat them last year, so, but I do think South Carolina beats you this year, as you should already know because I've already done South Carolina. So anyway, and then next that takes in your bye week. Come out of that, and then you're playing Georgia in Jacksonville. Yeah, the cocktail party, and we are going to absolutely obliterate you. And then, so after taking your curb stomping to UGA, you're going to come back home to play Arkansas. And I'm actually going to give y'all a win here. I decided to throw y'all a bone here. I mean, yeah, I don't think y'all are gonna go 3-9. I think that y'all are just a little bit, a little bit better than that. So, yeah, so I am gonna pick you, probably a slight upset against Arkansas, and yeah, and then next you're playing at LSU, and yeah, this is going to be a giant L. Yeah, they're just going to yeah, and then let's see, yeah, that's a giant L, and then at Missouri. Yeah, I'm actually going to give y'all one more win here before y'all are back home against Florida State, and yeah, I think that one's going to be a loss. I think that FSU is supposed to be pretty good this year. So, all right, so that does put you at 5-7, and 3-5 in the SEC. Okay, so now we're going to get on to Kentucky. So yeah. So Kentucky, is usually known for having a good defense, and being good on the lines of scrimmage, yeah, the offensive and defensive lines, and they've really been known as really a more of like a ground and pound, offense under Mark Stoops, and really that's been, one of his big, criticisms, is that not opening up the passing game. So anyway, and then y'all do lose Christopher Rodriguez at running back, and then also losing Will Levis at quarterback. But y'all do bring in Devin Leary from NC State, who I think is really an upgrade over Levis, to be honest. So so maybe without C-Rod, they might have to throw the ball. Yeah, they might have to throw the ball more, and they do have some young wide receivers from last year. So anyway, so yeah, so maybe they'll have to throw the ball a little bit more. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, and last year y'all did go. Was it 7-5? Right, 7-6. Yeah, lost to Iowa. in your bowl game. I mean, yeah. But anyway, so yes, so now let's get into talking about this year's schedule. So you do you start out well with three non-cons. You've got Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, and Akron, and now all three of these should be relatively easy wins. Guess this non-conference schedule is a joke. I mean, y'all never play any Power Five non-cons besides Louisville, so you're going to be 3-0, and the next you are at Vandy, and yes, I do have you losing to Vandy. I think that they're gonna beat someone in the SEC. So, and it looks like it's gonna be you. I mean, it could happen. They did beat y'all last year, so. And then next, you do play. Come back home and play Florida. And yeah, and I think that y'all are gonna beat Florida. And I remember when y'all lost to Florida like 31 years in a row. Well, now y'all are putting together a streak. Y'all have beat the Gators 2 years in a row, and yeah, I think we can make it 3 years in a row. I think that Kentucky is ahead of Florida as a program right now. So, and then next you are at Georgia. Yep. You got to come to Athens this year. And I mean, do I really need to get into why we're beating y'all? I mean, because we're the back-to-back national champs. That's why. And also, the last time y'all beat us was like 2009. So yeah, that was a long time ago. Anyway, so next, moving on, next you do play Missouri, and and I think you're gonna beat them. So, and then that takes you into your bye week, and then coming out of that, you do play Tennessee. I mean, just with how bad Tennessee beat you last year, I think they're going to be pretty good again this year. So, yeah, I think that losing to Tennessee, and then next you are at Mississippi State. Now Mississippi State, of course, with a new head coach, Dave Arnett. Yeah, rest in peace to Mike Leach. But yeah, they're supposed to be moving away from the air raid. So yeah, I think y'all. So I do have y'all winning this one. And then next, y'all play Alabama. And yeah, I think it's also going to be a loss. As I mean, I know that they already said that Alabama was going to lose a couple of games this year. Well, I don't think you're going to be one of them. Sorry. All right, and then up next you are at South Carolina, and I already did South Carolina, so yeah, I do have you losing that one too. But really, it could go either way. But and then you finish things off at Louisville, and y'all have really owned. Guess y'all have owned Louisville lately. I think it's been like 5 of the last 6. So and they're going to take a step back, losing Malik Cunningham. They got a new coach, Jeff Brom. So yeah, so looks like I do have y'all going 7-5 and 3-5 in the SEC. The funny thing is, there's sort of a pattern here. Like every 3 years, y'all will go 9-3. It seems like y'all is going 7-5, 7-5, 9-3 in like 16, 17, and 18. And then 19, 7-5, and then 20 with the weird COVID schedule, 4-6, and then 9-3 again in 2021. So 7-5 last year, and now 7-5 this year, which means the pattern continues. Y'all will be 9-3 next year. So okay, so now let's move on to Vanderbilt. Yes, last year Vandy went 5-7, but they did manage to pull off some upsets at the end of the year. They did beat, they did beat Kentucky and Florida. So, but Vandy is really not very good. To be honest, they really don't. They really don't recruit very well. They're the least talented team in the SEC. So, and then their quarterbacks. Their quarterbacks are terrible. AJ Swan and Mike Wright. So, but anyway, and then their best player on offense, they were a running back, Ray Davis, transferred to Kentucky. Yeah, I know. I forgot to mention that when I was just doing Kentucky. So I mistakenly said that they had that Kentucky has no running back. So that's not true. Yeah, they did get Ray Davis to transfer from Vandy, which I think that this hurts Vandy more than it helps Kentucky. So, no, that doesn't change my mind about Kentucky's record, though. So, but anyway, yes, but anyway, but let's just get into this, just get into their schedule. Anyway, so now, first of all, they play Hawaii, and Hawaii was absolutely terrible last year, and y'all did beat them 63-10. So, I expect another game like that. Yeah, maybe it's a little closer. Maybe instead you beat them by 40 this time instead of 50, but and the next you play Alabama A&M. That's an FCS team. That should be an easy win. And then also you play your other non-con game. I know I'm skipping Wake Forest, but you do play at UNLV, and UNLV, a Group 5 team, and they were they were bad last year. So I think you'll beat UNLV, even though it is on the road. And yes, and I will go back to Wake Forest, and and yes, I know I'm gonna get laughed at for this, but yes, I am picking Vandy to upset Wake. I mean, Wake Forest did lose Sam Hartman, so I mean, I know it probably won't happen, but um, anyway, I know that you look at Vandy and you think that and you just want to write them off. You're just thinking, you know, 3-9. But anyway, then also Kentucky. Yes, I have y'all beating Kentucky, like I already said. So, I mean, yeah, I think that y'all are gonna beat someone in the SEC. So, I gave you Kentucky. So you're starting out 5-0. That's the good news. The bad news is, I think that you're gonna lose your next 7 in a row. Yeah, I think that you could beat Mizzou or Florida, but I mean, I'm not picking you to do that. So, and then you're definitely losing. Guess you're losing to Georgia, at Ole Miss, Auburn, at South Carolina, and Tennessee. Those are all going to be losses. Sorry. So, anyways, that means they do have Vandy finishing up at 5-7 and 1-7 in the SEC. Okay, and now we can move on to Missouri. And last year they were 6-6. 6-7. Yep, they did lose to Wake Forest in their bowl game. So, and Eli Drinkwitz has yet to have a winning record at Mizzou. He's been 500 every year. Has yet to win a bowl game. So yeah, I think he's probably on the hot seat for sure. So and that their quarterback and that Brady Cook. I mean he is a decent quarterback. But of course he did lose his best wide receiver in Dominic Lovett, transferred to Georgia. So no, I don't think that Mizzou is going to be very good this year, as you're about to see. But anyway, let's get into their schedule. Yeah, so they start out with their 4 non-con games. So they do start out with South Dakota. Yeah, that's an FCS team. So yeah, that should be an easy win. And then next up, you've got Middle Tennessee. Now, watch out for Middle Tennessee. They did beat Miami last year, but you're not Miami, so I think you're gonna beat MTSU. And then next up, you've got Kansas State. Now, I know Kansas State won the Big 12 last year, so I think they're a pretty good team. So yeah, I think this is a loss. And then next, you play Memphis at a neutral site in St. Louis. Why? Yeah, I don't know why we're doing neutral site games with a group of 5 team, but yeah, I mean I still think you're going to to beat Memphis. I mean, they're not as good as they used to be. So I think so I think you're going to beat them. So there you go. So that's 3-1 in your non-con. So now since now you play all conference games the rest of the way, starting at Vanderbilt. Now I do think that you're better than Vandy. I think you'll beat Vandy. So and then but then it's only gonna get tougher from here. And then you're playing LSU. Yeah, that's an automatic loss. And then you're at Kentucky. I just did Kentucky, so you know I have you losing to Kentucky. And then next, you've got South Carolina, and you have beat them like 4 or 5 times in a row. So, but I also already did South Carolina, so you know that I think that streak is coming to an end. So I have you losing to South Carolina, and then that takes you into your bye week, and then you come out of that, you do play Georgia. Now, yeah, I know that you almost beat us last year, but so we're really gonna be focused on y'all, and we're really gonna be motivated this year. We're not gonna overlook y'all, and it won't be close this time. So, and then next you've got Tennessee, right? You already know my thoughts on Tennessee, so yeah, this one is a loss. And then also, I already did Florida, right? I think you could beat Florida, but I gave you a loss there, so got to stay consistent. And then and then finally, you do play at Arkansas, and I mean, after losing six games in a row, I mean, why am I gonna just decide to give y'all this one? So yeah, I do think that y'all will lose to Arkansas. So there you go. So that brings you up to 4-8 and 1-7 in the SEC. I mean, no, I don't really think that that Mizzou is really a 4-win team. But as I'm picking y'all last, well, my hands are tied. So but anyway, so that's gonna be it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.